Big one tomorrow in the Missouri Valley Conference. Our next guest is the big guy to watch. Northern Iowa's Seth Tuttle. King Tut is here on SportsCenter. Seth, I used to work in Iowa. Remember when teams before yours played at the Unidome, the football stadium at Northern Iowa. Now you have a sparkling new place, the McLeod Center. You're better than the big boys in state, Iowa and Iowa State. UNI is in the top 10 for the first time ever. Tell me what it's like on the campus in Cedar Falls these days.
Yeah, it's pretty wild right now. There's a big buzz going around. Everyone's pretty much completely excited about what we're doing right now and obviously excited about what's to come.
Huge game tomorrow on ESPN against Wichita State. Even if you win that game tomorrow, it'll be gigantic, but not bigger than the win that you and I had over Kansas in the NCAA tournament a few years back when the Jayhawks were the overall #1 seed. Ali, Farouk, Manesh, remember those names. I heard you were watching that game at home, and that partly gave you the pull to go to Northern Iowa. Tell me about that night watching that team and where you are now.
Yeah, I was, I'm not quite sure where you heard that from. I guess I was actually in my vehicle watching the second half while that game was going on, and it was a great game. Obviously, I remember banging my hands on the steering wheel after every time they scored and getting all excited for what they were doing. But yeah, obviously, when a mid-major team like that, or when you and I got that done, obviously it showed to me that schools like you and I have an opportunity for that to happen, and it was great. It was great for me to be able to be a part of that and understand that I can experience that too. So it was obviously a big help.
What's it like? You're an Iowa kid. You grew up in a place called Sheffield. I think I saw it as 1,000 people. And now you're the best college basketball player in the state. What's that like?
Yeah, it's kind of surprising. Like you said, I grew up about an hour away from Cedar Falls in a really small town. So it's kind of one of those things that it's hard to believe, but at the same time, I'm just trying to enjoy it and just kind of go along for the ride.
Before I let you go here, earlier this month, our Jay Billis said this about you. I want you to take a listen to this, and we'll talk about it afterwards.
Jay, Will, you have your second pick. Who's going with Frank Kaminsky? You're on the clock.
I'm going with the big man. Northern Iowa, I'm going with Seth Tuttle. Not Seth Greenberg, but Seth Tuttle.
Seth, you wouldn't want my stats, I can promise you that.
I'll tell you this right now. This team wins ball games. They're 10-1 right now, tied for first place in the Missouri Valley Conference versus Wichita State. 29 points, 7 boards, shooting over 50% from the floor in that ball game and over 69% from the three-point land. Everything goes through Seth Tuttle.
And Seth Tuttle and his team had a big win last week against Wichita State.
That was on national TV on College Game Day on February 7th. Jay Billis said you're the best big man in the country, right up there with Okafor. He says there's not that much of a difference. Jay Will picked you 5th overall in the country. I heard you were in an interesting place. I heard you saw that happen live. Tell me where you were and what you thought when you heard that.
Yeah, I was, I was getting my breakfast, at Village Inn, right there on University. I was just eating, getting my pancakes, and I look up at the TV, and it's pretty surprising when you see your name go across the TV. And obviously they didn't have the sound on, so I was just trying to read the subtitles and stuff and trying to figure out what was going on. It was pretty cool. It was more cool after the fact, having my friends hit me up on Twitter and having my Twitter feed, go crazy there for a little bit. So it took me a while to figure out exactly what was going on, but it's one of those things. It was pretty awesome.
That is great. I know Coach Jacobs says he loves watching College Game Day, and I'm sure he loves watching you and loves coaching you. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon in a huge game with the Valley on the line against Wichita State. Best of luck, Seth.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
You got it. And just a reminder, Northern Iowa knocked off Wichita State earlier this season in Cedar Falls. Revenge for the Shockers? Maybe. We got 2 teams in the Valley in the top 11. Saturday at 2 Eastern on ESPN. Reese and the guys get you set on College Game Day.